as we go. Excellent. So we're going to go right into our next session, which is really a conversation that I'm looking forward to today. And it's a chance to connect with an organization and an individual who continue to inspire me around the work that they're doing for multiple communities connected to arts and culture, and the ideas around how we build those connections in our local communities here in Queensland, but also how they connect out into the world. So I'm going to take a moment to introduce our next speaker, Nasrin Vaziri. I'm going to invite Nasrin. I'm going to add you to our screen. Hello, Nasrin. So wonderful to see you today.
Hi, Erica Rose, and hi, everyone. I don't know how can I go to live stream.
Oh, you're all set just the way you are.
Okay.
We're all set. We're all ready to go.
Oh, good. Thank you.
We're all set and ready to go.
Okay.
And so Nasrin, just as we are starting sort of this next session, I'm going to invite us to take a bit of a moment just to ground ourselves.
Yeah.
And I want to acknowledge that I'm joining here from the Yagara and Turrbal lands in Brisbane, or Mianjin, and really paying respect to the elders, past, present, and emerging of the First Nations communities. And also, as we're inviting you and the representing Gold Coast Magic to also acknowledge the histories, the stories of the many different cultures and communities that have come here to Australia, who have brought their stories, their music, art to Australia and are part of the rich fabric of the country here. So want to pass it over to you to introduce yourself, as well as to talk a little bit about Gold Coast Magic.
Okay. Thank you, Erica Rose, and thank you, everyone. Thanks, Dance for Parkinson's Australia, that has involved me, and I'm very pleased and honored that to be involved in this conversation. My name is Nasrin Vaziri, and I'm originally from Iran. I arrived in 1990 to Australia, directly to the Gold Coast, and I never thought that art would be my destination. I was doing arts in my country as a hobby, but here arts became an essential part of my life, and also made my character and my destination. And not only my destination, I also do a lot of, I think, hopefully I had contributions to the other artists and community members through art. And I will tell through which organization. And I'm a visual artist, but recent visual artist, not painting, just painting. I'm a sculptor, I'm a ceramic artist, and also I have been involved with a little bit with film and cinema. And but recently I don't have even practiced my art as such, because I am doing a lot of creativity and create and initiate ideas through the research about what community need and how art can help them, how arts can actually fill the gap of the community needs. So in the year 2000, I had with a group, we had a conversation and meeting actually with a Minister for the Arts that time, Mr. Matt Foley, who came to the Gold Coast. And we were a bunch of artists from non-English speaking background. And we say that, show us the way, what we can do. And then the manager of Arts Queensland was there, and anyway they suggested that we can establish a not-for-profit organization and start from there. From 2000 to now, which is 23 years, organization, Multicultural Arts Group in Collaboration, which abbreviation is GCMAGIC, has gone to the undulating stages, sometimes been not very active, sometimes has been active. During Corona was really, really slow, this organization, because we didn't have any operational fund, and also our administration is very, very small. But with a small administration, actually, we did good jobs, and our ACUTAR report was very successful, and we completed many significant contribution to the cultural map of the Gold Coast. And but we thought that is finished, because we didn't know how long we will be locked with Corona. But even that time, because we are volunteers, and because we did a voluntary job, it didn't bother us if we continue voluntary job. We started to actually demonstrate some form of workshops, arts workshops for people, and until 2021 that Arts Queensland introduced RASN. We joined RASN, and through mentorship program that first I was with Aunt Macklin, if I am right.
McKenna,
yeah. And then Dr. Erika Rose, and then we developed. I worked very hard in 2021 until I could convince our voluntary team that we have future. This organization has future. Not we have future. This organization can be the source of future for emerging artists of the community. And then we decided, as a team, to give a little bit a different direction to our organization, instead just art. Because when we say art organization, people say, thank you, we are not painting, we are not a painter, we cannot do painting. So we changed it to arts for the, as you see here, creativity for communities, issues and solutions. So we decided that we find how art can be linked, and how art can help find actually community issues, and then how we can find the community issues, and how art can help those issues to be solved, especially for people who face with cultural and language barriers. I wanted to add here that language barriers is not just a few vocabulary together or knowledge about vocabulary. Language is to me, just with my interpretation, is the structure of mind, how we grow up with. And because it's not just vocabulary, it's a grammar which we communicate with it, we link. And then when we say language barriers, it's not like going to the language classes and learn and it will be solved. I was 30 years old when I came to Australia, and language study and learning was not just, was a very little issue in my life. We face with settlement, establishment, educational system for children, finance, and so many things, and that we should adopt and we should settle ourselves. So learning language was only a small part of it. And when I was in TAFE College learning English, actually I started from there, because I started to write stories about learning English is just a part of our life. So that one actually published, it was a monthly published in TAFE College publication back to 1996, I think, or 1998, between the year 1993 to 1996. And then I went to university, and I don't know if
well, we might. Thank you, Nasrin, so much for sharing about your own journey and the work that GCMAGIC is doing, a bit of a history about GCMAGIC. There's lots of great initiatives that you're engaged in now. I would love to hear a little bit more. You were just starting to talk about this in terms of the role that the arts played in your transition to living in Australia. How have they also played a role in your life as you've continued to be here in Australia and your own sort of creative aging journey?
A lot, a significant, massive impact on me, because as I said, I did some arts painting in my homeland as a hobby. And I was educated in some other subject that when I came, because of the language barrier and because of some other barriers, like we had 2 children and settlement was not easy. Also, I should actually, they faced with the issues. They had a language barrier. They had their age was sensitive. So I didn't go to the field of my study. So I started to communicate through art. And then I find that, so art is a language itself. I was motivated to continue arts. And then I remember I had a few of my painting. I was invited to participate in a group exhibition. They call it the Ethnic Arts Group. And then I exhibited a few of my painting that I did in Iran, my homeland. And then they were very well received. And Griffith University lecturer and head of School of Arts was there. And then she said to me that, what about you join to Griffith University? When I went to the university, they said, no, you should finish grade 12 in Australia. That it was very difficult for me. Anyway, I make it short. When I went for the interview in Griffith University, because they said unless you wanted to do creative art. And when I went for interview, 3 lecturers were there and interviewed me. And 2 of them, one of them was silent, and 2 other who asked me question. At the end, one of them said, Nasrin, we are very sorry, we cannot accept you because, university and study in university needs some other level, higher level of English knowledge. And I said, I understand, but I'm sure I can cope. And she said that perhaps next year. And I said, okay. When I stood to leave, another lady who was silent, and then I find that she was the head of school. She said that, wait, I want to have you in my school. I can understand that how much you have things to share with us. And then it's interesting, the lady who asked me question, she was also the lecturer for creative writing. And my creative writing story in the first semester won the highest prize, so awarded. It was about a journey with alphabet, and I started with the name the name of my daughter was Aryan, and I started with A, and I explained all my journey through alphabet from A to Z. So yes, and then I continue, and then I got a good level that I could go to honors degree, and then I graduated finally with sociologist, visual art sociologist from the University of Queensland. Yes, arts changed my destination, and I feel really powerful and confident because of arts. So now it doesn't bother me. My accent is not bothering me. Before I was shy. I didn't want to. I had many things to share, but I didn't because I was thinking, am I saying right? I'm not saying right. What about my accent? And I was sensitive when I talk and people say, what? What? It means that they didn't understand because of my heavy accent. But then these days I said, when people ask me, what's your name? And I said, Nasrin. And they said, what, Natalie? Nati? I said, Nasrin. And what is your name? Can you spell it for me? And then they automatically think that, okay, she has confidence. And you know, arts give us confidence. Art gave me, practicing art gave me confidence. This is my painting. This is my writing. This is my, I initiated these projects and, you know, actually forward me to the other level of life, which is very enjoyable. Very enjoyable.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And even though I guess the journey has had its challenges and also the moments where there have been breakthroughs or new destinations as you've gone. So thank you for sharing part of that story with us. I thought I might ask a little bit around the idea that you are such an amazing networker and you create so many opportunities for other artists, as well as you know, being an artist in your own practice. For you, what kind of opportunities would you like to see for artists from culturally and linguistically diverse backgrounds? What is the kind of work that you're doing with GCMAGIC, and what would you like to see happen for those artist communities?
Because I have gone through the you know, the journey to stand here in front of you, in front of the computer, and talk with in English when I never thought that before. And as I said, because arts gave me confidence, I am trying to pass this experience to the artist. The first things we try is in the program and projects we do in Gold Coast Magic, GCMAGIC, is that somehow not forced, not pushed, but through the program, the artists be convinced that they are creative, and creativity itself, it means that it means power, because creativity is something that people think about it and do observation and then create it. And we try to embrace their creativity. And then we provide platform for them to grow and to be developed. I am very, I am much more honored and proud that when I see at least 4 artists around me, that they are established, obviously younger than me, the young artists from Cold community, they are established, they have their own job now. And as an artist, one of them is a full-time photographer now. When she came here, she came to our office, and I remember she cried and she said that I'm artist and I cannot do anything. I'm sure, can you link me to somewhere to work in a shop? So we said that, sorry, we are not employment agent, but we can perhaps help you to develop your arts. And then we employed her, we brought her to, because when we get projects, sometimes we have money for, you know, just a short time in contract. And we gave her a job as a photographer. She said, I'm not sure if I can do that. We say, you can do that. And now you should see her works. She has no time for us anymore. So because she has a full-time job, she has a studio, and she works full-time, or the other artists. So this is these are what we do. So convincing people through their works that I can do that.
Mm.
And language and birthplace and culture are not barriers when I am a creative person.
Mm.
So creativity is solution.
Yeah. I'm thinking about, I have so many questions. I'm curious, what inspires your own artistic practice? And I might just ask it before we start, maybe if you tilt your screen just slightly so we can see a little bit more of you, that would be great. Just there we go. Great, thanks. So Nasrin, what inspires your artistic practice? Oh, there we go, your necklace.
Before that, I ordered this necklace when I went to Iran after 11 leaves. The first time we came to Australia, because people asked me my name and they couldn't get the name, because obviously it's natural, normal, because my name was not common. So I ordered this one. So anyone asked me, what's your name? I said, here.
Creative solution, yes.
Yeah, creative solution. Actually, I am inspired by seeing and hearing, and this we see in the. I mean, in our daily life, we see many things, and we hear many things, but we are not sensitive to all of them. I find that I'm sensitive to gender, humanistic, and cultural subjects. And the main things for me that I'm inspired by is nature. This is why I really like Australia, and I really love Gold Coast, especially the green area of the Gold Coast. I was born in the center of Iran, which is a dry land. Unless beautiful spring and hot but green summer. Here on the Gold Coast, when I walk in the street or walk in in the park, it remind me there, and I find that how much I'm still linked to my homeland, and I don't want to cut this land. This actually cut this connection. And this is beautiful. And I said to them, because people who I work with, the artists, especially those people who are new, and they are very sensitive to their culture and their geography and their land, not geography, but land. So I assure them that no one is taking this from you in Australia. You can practice your culture and your land and your nostalgia through your art. So yes, nature actually is my best friend, and I am inspired by nature, and then obviously culture, gender, and not only for visual art. I love world music. I really love world music. I love dancing, and it's not. I'm not. Although I am visual artist, but I'm not limited by. I mean, the design of my projects are not only about visual art. Actually, is more community art, which bring all the different forms of art together. You know that you are familiar with my projects. So we have, when I say my projects, because I initiate them, the idea, but the team work on that, and we put the project, make it as a project. I just initiate the idea, which usually we have dance, music, and visual art. So the other things that art helped me and inspired me is that I participate in most of the artistic activities as much as I could, but not all of the activities, because like anyone, I have a limited time. Definitely I go towards those activities, arts activities, which link me keep my link to my culture, not only my original culture, but you know, the programs that world music is my favorite and inspired me. So when I'm in a world music concert, I also design next project about how we can mix world music with dance and exhibition. And definitely conceptual arts. Definitely for conceptual arts, an artist needs to know or to love other form of arts, not just one forms of art. So you can, as a visual artist, I picturize and visualize the things that I'm going through, and then I design it. So for example, with dance for Parkinson, when I look at the dances or dancers, I have a visual concept about it. Even if I'm not dancing there, I could feel it. I can link the visual art or visual concept with, you know, dance. And this is the beauty of arts, because arts is very broad and can embrace and keep everyone. And this is why we say language. So it's, you know, some people are Spanish, some people are Arab, some people are Persian or English. But if we consider the different forms of art like multi languages, so we can join together, we can connect them together. I cannot hear.
Yes, that was my fault. Sorry, I just had to unmute myself. Thank you so much for sharing what inspires you and that strong connection to nature, and how it enables or supports you to both maintain connections to your original home country while still building connections to your current home country, and the different ways in which enjoying other arts activities also continue to inspire you. So we're getting towards the end of our session. I know, Nasrin, you and I could probably chat for much longer, and I look forward to future conversations. But I wanted to think about sort of a future thinking question in terms of imagining if somebody suddenly supported us with the finances and the logistical support to create a creative aging artistic hub in the Gold Coast. And from your perspective, what elements or things would you like to see from your perspective working with CALD communities to make it accessible, to make it inviting? What kind of things would you want to see in that kind of creative artistic hub focused on creative aging? Just in an imaginary, blue sky's the limit.
Very nice imaginary, and I hope this imaginary comes true, to become a true. And I think we all know that it's important that we look after our physical, mental, and social practices and activities. And for the aged people, nothing is better than group activities. Fortunately, as I said, arts is a broad area, broad as the world. So group dancing, group, visual art activities. Unfortunately, there are materials now in the industry that is not just for the painting. Do not need to be a painter, a professional painter. You know, easy and dry soon, and you can work it on that, and you can play with it, like as a therapy. So, and also music, singing, sharing stories. I find that the migrants, the things that I find during these years of my works, that when we say vulnerable people, they have some common sense, common activities. If we think that CALD people are in a vulnerable group, and age people are in a vulnerable group, both groups now like and need to share their stories. They want to say who they were. They want to explain about or who they are. They want to explain and share their stories of success of their children, of their lifestyle. And these are really valuable because then we can building up on their stories for future, for using a future. And I think having the creative hub for age people, I think is really essential. I work with age organization, and they are screening. They are screening, for example, for different, not for all of them, but for different organization, cultural groups that they are bigger than the other, like Greek, for example, or I don't know which one, but I know that Greek is one of them, that they have a screening, monthly screening. And they are so happy. But to me, even I go further, and I think that is good dancing that you don't need language, and it's helping your health. So achieving of mental, physical, and social health. And I'm very happy that these days I could see that how art is linked with health. This is very great because being healthy is not. I do treatment for myself through activities, not only, although professional in medicine are important, but some things we can have supplementary to that is that we look after our social, mental, and physical activities.
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing your perspectives and your experience. And I think that's a really beautiful note for us to close on, because the whole theme of our online festival is about creating these kinds of connections, but also sharing stories. And so powerful that you have also highlighted that as important in your own experience and the work that GCMAGIC is doing. It's been really, really wonderful to have this conversation with you today, Nasrin. Just we'll make sure that we share all of the information around the events and activities that you're involved in. A giant thank you to you and so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much. It was my proud and I'm very honored that to be part of this program. And I'd like to keep going with the process and progress of Dance for Parkinson's. And we do some partnership works together.
Yes, well, I think this is all about creating connections and seeing what possibilities can happen in the future. So looking forward to those conversations. And thank you for today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we're just going to take a breath for a moment, and I'm going to invite everyone to pause in your own space. We're going to have a short break before we go to our next session, which is going to be a community dance class with the amazing Krishikesh Pawar. If you have any questions for Nasrin that you didn't get a chance to ask, feel free to pop them in the chat and we'll make sure to continue the conversation. But for those who are joining us for the community class, we're going to stop the live stream, and then you're going to connect with the community class via Zoom. And the link will be in the chat. It's also in the quick program view. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for this first session today, and look forward to seeing you in the different formats throughout the day.